Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Excuse me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. It is Monday, July the 3rd, 2023. As you can see, everyone, I'm here in my house, obviously, and after closing the studio, and you can see back there, Julissadesigns, glory to God, ready to come back to business. Glory to God about that. It's been a very busy day, and before I continue and tell you about the topic for today, is going to be the a child that was missing since 2015 has been found alive. His name is Rudy Farias, and I'm going to tell you what happened with him. And I know normally I come here and tell you so many stories of people who have disappeared or had died, but today we have great news. And it's so crazy because I'm speaking, I have my window open, and I hear the fireworks, right? Because tomorrow is July 4th, but you might hear it, so just to let you know. And it's a time for celebration for a child who went missing. Any child who goes missing too, for that child to be found alive and to go back to his parents and their loving family is a great reason to celebrate. So it's just interesting to me as I started speaking to you guys that the fireworks were going on as a kind of like a symbol of celebration. But yeah, definitely good news. Before I continue, I have to say though, on the podcast I'm offering subscriptions, right? So as you guys know, as creator, it's very hard for us as creator putting our time and effort and doing all this content on a daily basis to kind of make money out of it, right? So Spotify has given me, an Anchor has given me the option to offer subscription, and I'm gonna give it a try. I'm just letting you know in case you're interested. You can hear the episodes, and some of the episodes that I might publish will be just for subscribers only, and the cost of this is only $3.99 per month. It's a very low cost. You can do the whole service. So if you go to the Spotify podcast for Julissadesigns, you'll see it there. You can subscribe, you can sign up, and you can become a subscriber for $3.99 a month. So I think it's a really good price and really help me as a creator to continue to have the time to come and create more content. And I want to say thank you so much for being a subscriber on YouTube and coming back and listening to the podcast. Really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your comments and all your messages. And like I said, if you need prayer, feel free to reach out. Julissadesigns.com. So on to the topic for today. Great news. When I heard this, I'm like, I can't believe this is actually happening. I don't remember his case though, but like I said, for a child to go missing, to have been found alive after so many years, is such a blessing. It's a miracle. So let me read to you guys this article. 8 years after he was reported missing, a Houston teen from Texas has been found alive. Okay, first of all, 2015 was 8 years ago. Okay, that's kind of hard to digress, but to digest, I mean. But anyways, 8 years, more than 8 years after he was reported missing, a Houston 18-year-old, a Texas man, was found alive this weekend. He actually went missing when he was 17. I don't know why they say here 18. He was found alive this weekend with cuts and bruises and blood in his hair. So that is the only sad part about this story. But because he's gonna have to go through a lengthy way of recovery, mental health, therapy, all of that stuff, right? What happened to him? That how he went missing. Let me tell you, his name is Rudy Farias. When he went missing, he was actually went for a walk with his dogs, and he was just 17 years old. You know, the effort that the police put in, the city put in to find him, he went missing. And in 2011, I believe they said one of his brothers lost his life in a car accident, and he had on, Rudy, the teenager who went missing, he had on a necklace that it was from his brother that passed, right? So this family went through a lot already, right? And then in 2011 they lost a son to an accident, and then in 2015 Rudy goes out for a walk with the two dogs, family dogs, and then the dogs come back and he never returns. And after 8 years he was found on the street with cuts and bruises and blood in his hair. From what the police and the investigator are saying to the media is that he seems to be, besides the cut and bruises and all of that, he's saying that that is not him, that he's not Rudy, that he has a different name, right? So somebody definitely tried to change his identity. Okay, I think that happens with a lot of people who are kidnapped, and children who are taken into sex slavery. And it's, God just uh, uh, brought this to my attention about tomorrow there is a huge movie that's going to be released about child trafficking. It's the one by Jim Caviezel and Mel Gibson and Eduardo Verástegui, about child trafficking and how this happened overseas and here in the US. I think it's called Sound of Freedom, and I suggest everybody to go out and see it. I seen the trailer. It's not an easy content to digest, and the sad thing about that, because it's such a strong content, to know that this is actually happening here and in other countries and it's happening to children, is that the saddest thing about this is not just watching the movie, but to know that this is a reality for a lot of people. So some people went already to see the preview of the movie, and they say that they were crying the whole time, right? And I don't think I'm ready to watch it yet. I think it's just, I would want to see it, but I'm saying you have to be mentally prepared. So I'm just giving you an advice about it. And if you're not, you don't want to watch it just yet, you want to guard yourself when it comes to strong content like that, I also suggest you pray for families who are dealing with this right now. And people say, oh, that doesn't happen in America. Look at Rudy Farias, right? What an example that we have right now. And he made it back alive, right? And of course, I don't know the details. They're not releasing all the information just yet. But you can only think about a man. This man, this teenager, 17 years old, goes out to walk the two dogs, family dogs, never returns home, is found 8 years after on a street, right, with cuts and bruises and blood in his hair. Who had this child, this man now, captive? What happened to him? So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's gonna have to go through a lengthy process of recovering, because I just said earlier, investigators are saying that he is also denying that that is his name. He's saying, that's not me, I'm not Rudy, my name is so and so. But the key thing about this is that when he was found, this is how amazing the story is. When he was found, Rudy Farias still was wearing the necklace that belonged to his brother that passed away in 2011. So that's such a miracle, and that tells you that even though he was missing from home, right, and even though he was perhaps kept captive, or we can speculate. They haven't released any information about what happened to him in that 8 years, but you can only assume, right? But all I'm saying is that he still kept the brother's necklace with him, and that tells you that for him to preserve that, tells you that he found some type of peace, security, or hope just by wearing the necklace. So hopefully in the years, maybe in a year from now or a few months from now, he's able to be brave enough, after going through therapy and all of that, to come out and speak to the public about his ordeal and how he was captured, whatever, right? The whole captivity, and then freedom, right? Sound of Freedom. It's so crazy. It's so amazing that this is a positive story, because he was found and he's in a hospital now. I know when the details come out, I'm sure it's gonna be a very sad story, but the mom and the dad can now hug this child, even though he's now an adult male. But I'm saying, like, you know, the last time they saw him, he was their teenage boy. So I'm sure, they'll see him. Your parents will always see you as a little girl, little kid. So I'm just, it's such a happy story because he was found alive. But I'm sure, once he starts unveiling everything that happened, I'm sure we're gonna hear so many sad things. But he's still gonna be able to be with mom and dad, and that's just amazing. Okay, so let me continue to read. More than 8 years after he was reported missing as a Houston 17-year-old, a Texas man was found alive this weekend with cuts and bruises and blood in his hair. Rudy Farias was last seen on March 6, 2015, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. He was 17, according to the source. At the time he went missing, the group said Farias was walking his dog in a neighborhood in northeast Houston. On Saturday, the Texas Center for Missing said Farias had been located safe and was recovering in a hospital. The nonprofit said in a statement on Twitter, the Organization for Missing Children. Please continue to keep the family in your prayers as Rudy recovers in the hospital, they say. They say Rudy Farias was found with cuts and bruises outside of a church. That was what the mom said to the news. And the church members called 911 after finding him unresponsive outside of a church. He had cuts and bruises all over his body and in his hair. But he's safe in a hospital, so he was unresponsive. Maybe he passed out, or maybe he got beat up on the streets or something. Like I said, it's so easy to speculate because a lot of these stories kind of go through the same thing. But this one ending is different because he was found alive. Praise the Lord, right? So let me see what else I can tell you guys about this. The mom said it will be a long journey for him to heal, but she's very thankful that he was found alive. Glory to God. I mean, this child was found, and I say child because because we don't know the details what he went through. He went missing as a child, and you can only imagine that that was taken away from him all 8 years. So I'm so happy to report that Rudy Farias from Houston was found alive after 8 years of being missing, and praise the Lord for good news like that. And let us continue to pray for people who went missing. Like I always say, nobody can just disappear like that. Like, it doesn't happen. It's 2023. People don't just disappear like that. Somebody knows something, and everything that's done in the dark will come to light, and it's just a matter of time. And like I said, if you cannot make it to the movies tomorrow or in a couple of weeks because you think that content is too strong or you're not available, pray for the victims of all the abuse that's going on there. People think that nobody sees it, but everything that is done in the dark will come to light, and God sees everything. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. Thank you so much for being here. And like I said, I'm offering the subscription on the podcast. You can go, I'm going to put the link here on YouTube, or you can go to Spotify and search for Julissadesigns. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. I'm here to invite you to my podcast, Julissadesigns, and it can be found on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can join me every day as I make episodes of the latest news, real life stories, and I also share my favorite Bible verse. Hope to see you then. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me, you can always visit www.julissadesigns.com. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.